So here I am on this kind of miserable day. It's very gray, it's rainy, it's only 40 degrees, but I think that that makes a perfect day to go plant shopping. Today we're here at Hattoy's Nursery. I'm looking for Hellebores, and boy, they have got lots of them. Plenty, plenty, plenty to choose from. So the only question now is, which one do I want today? So here is the other thing that we were in the market for.
These are
Andromeda. And the one that we particularly need is Cavatine Andromeda. We've got spots for 2. Wow, these are absolutely beautiful plants. Not sure who the grower is. What's interesting is these are larger here, and these are what, $48?
Yep.
And then there are some smaller ones here for 55, but the pots are different. So that indicates that they come from different growers.
There's 3 different ones to choose from that I think are like really robust. And I'm really not seeing much difference between the 3. So this is the one I've grabbed. All the way around, it's perfect. It's flowered out a little more than I would like. I'd like to take advantage of having the flowers at home a bit longer. So if I had my druthers, I'd look for that, which is what we did when we bought last week's. But that is such a perfect little shrub that's coming home.
While it's not quite time for annuals and perennials, there certainly is a lot of shrub and tree stock available now. So I guess they're getting geared up and it looks great. Ooh, here's something that I really want. I don't have a witch hazel and I'd really like one, but I don't think today is the day I'm going to be able to go for it. Of course, it is pansy season, and there are plenty of those to choose from as well. I have at least one planter that I want to do pansies in. So here's what we're going home with today: a Cavatine Andromeda and 2 of these lovely Hellebores. I planted some very dark ones last year, and I've noticed that they don't show up very well in the bark mulch beds that I have, so I've wanted to add some more light colored ones. So today is a much, much nicer day. It's actually nice and bright and sunny, and I'm looking forward to getting some of those plants that we bought this weekend in the ground. I ended up buying 4 Hellebores on my nursery trip. I got 2 of the Milla Marble. I think these are really pretty. I also ended up with a picotee. The last one that I picked up was Ice and Roses Rosetta. And this one has a much darker flower, but I think it looks really, really nice. So it's time to get them in the ground. So I decided that this is where two of the new hellebores are going to go. This is an area that I decided I wanted to try to establish some hellebores in. And the ones that are here already were planted last year, and they're still very small. In fact, look at these little tiny things here. Those were actually seedlings that I picked up last year. So I'm going to put the two Millimarble in this spot. I think they'll be happy here. This is where the Cavatine Andromeda that we picked up are going. You can see there's one already in the ground and one waiting to get in the ground. There were 3 sunburst boxwood here, but because of the shade, they're a variegated boxwood with a very yellow variegation, and they were turning bright green because of the shade. Now, here's a problem, or a potential problem. This Cavatine is when we moved last fall. It was in another area where we were struggling, and we thought, oh, well, we'll put it here. It'll do better. And it looked great all winter, and now, yikes. Some of these branches look like they're just dying off. So I don't know what's going to happen with this. I'm going to trim it up, get rid of the dying branches, and see if we can baby it back to health. I'm hoping. Okay, it's time to get the second Cavatine Andromeda in.
This is a beauty. Little Paris Cavatine. Average size grows 18 to 24 inches, which of course means it'll be 24 to 36 in 8 years. But that's okay. We know it will happen. Now, we had a transplant that failed. So I already have a nice hole right here that I am going to reuse. Oh, I forgot.
Oh, that's how you mark the hole.
Look at that. You know how much digging I just saved?
And of course, we have our Coast of Maine planting mix that we like to use with everything that we plant.
Remember, we're not sponsored. These are just products we really like.
Oh, that's interesting.
I can see the roots.
Yeah, definitely don't have to worry about it being root bound.
Right? What I'm doing is I'm feeling for the height of my plant versus the height of the ground. And I feel like I'm a ½ inch high on all sides, except for this one. So I'll tip it back and put a little more dirt under it. There, ½ inch higher than the ground around me. Not counting the mulch. And I will use a little more planting mix. You think about it, the plant costs $50, and I just used $3 a potting mix, planting mix. It's worth it to just add that planting mix. The cost is negligible when you consider what you paid for the plant and how happy this plant is going to be over the next, well, hopefully for the next 30, 40 years. And there we have it. 6 minutes to put a plant in the ground. So don't let anybody tell you this is hard to do.
These are the boxwood that we moved and that we've now replaced with the Cavatine Andromeda. And these were very, very green where they were. It's a variegated boxwood called Sunburst, but because it was in a lot of shade, it was very green, whereas now that it's in an area with really full sun, you're starting to be able to see that variegation much, much more clearly. Thank you for joining me today. I look forward to seeing you again next time on Gardening Genes. Have a wonderful day.